All righty. This meeting is being live streamed. Hi, everybody. Good morning. It is Wednesday morning, September 8th, and it is 10 a.m.-ish, 10:15-ish here on the west coast of the United States. So we welcome everybody. I'm Michele Amburgey. And we've got Susie Beiler too. She is busy sharing it with everything. So we're just getting ready while we're waiting for people to get on and everybody getting with it, getting jiggy with us. Yes. Getting on board. Yeah, this is so cool.
Great. Thanks a lot. Now I have that song in my head. Jiggy with it. Na, 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 na.
That's our theme song.
No, let's not have that be our theme song, please. I do not consent.
I am not in agreement. Oh, and I am in agreement with your disagreement. So we're good.
Oh, hilarious. Okay.
Oh my gosh. So much fun, everybody. I'm going to go ahead and share this over a little bit.
Yeah.
We've got some stuff to talk about this morning.
Some stuff to talk about.
Yeah, we're going to share. Michele here had a weird little experience last night. Let me just get this over to Soulful Living really quick.
Do your thing, Michele, and I'll chat for a little bit.
Yeah.
Because Michele shared a little bit with me what happened, her experience, and I thought it would be really valuable if she'd be willing to share it with all of us, because her sharing is going to be an activation for you, and it's also something that more and more of you are going to be experiencing in different ways. And so you have someone to relate to when you go through these interesting experiences, these activations that are happening right now. And really, our dormant DNA is being activated, and we are coming back to more of our original blueprint and who we are in the universe, the skills, the powers that we have, the understandings, the creation abilities that we have. We're coming back to all of that. Our original blueprint is being awakened and activated. And that means that you will be having some interesting experiences. And maybe that is a Kundalini awakening, or maybe, something like what Michele is going to share. You might be having spontaneous healings in your body. Yay!
Bring it on.
Bring it on. And sometimes it's a rough ride when these activations and awakenings happening. So the best thing you can do is to surrender to them and to accept them, and to ask your I Am Presence to direct your human experience, so that the unfolding, the navigation of these experiences is just a little bit easier, and to trust that this is part of your process, and this is something that is for the highest good and for your soul mission and path. That trusting is really important. So, and if at any point you have questions about this, like, hey, I had this weird experience, is this something that's beneficial? Is this something that's positive? Michele and I both do one-on-one sessions, so you could come to either of us to get clarity. I channel Prime Creator. Michele is a psychic and an intuitive and sees things very clearly, especially after her recent experience that she's going to share with you.
Oh my gosh, it's so exciting.
Even more clearly now. So we can get you that higher perspective about what's going on with you, so that you can move forward with more confidence on your path. Michele, my dear, are you ready to share?
Let's do it. It's super exciting. I want everybody to know it just happened early this morning, about 3 a.m. again, Pacific time. I want to preface this by saying, we've got a lot of intense energies going on right now. We've got sun activations going on, with the Schumann resonance is off the chart. And so, we're sitting in this super high frequency. So what happened was, I was sleeping last night, and I woke up at about 3 a.m. And when I woke up, I had like this question in my head, like almost like, what? Waking up like that. And all of a sudden I became aware that there was an energy and it felt like a cone. And it was funny. I thought of that immediately thought of that old 80s movie or say even 70s cone heads, because it felt like that cone over my head and it came down to about here. And all I heard was like this whoosh, like a very mechanical sound, but it was definitely kind of spinning, right? And then all of a sudden it like started lifting off and I heard as it moved away and it moved away and if I could feel it go up. And it was so bizarre. And I was a little bit spinny and I was very aware of, and I actually, I don't even think I told you this. I felt almost like my first impression was almost like being sawed, like it like old magician thing, like I was like sawed open kind of a thing. But all of a sudden I became aware that my third eye was really just like, whoa, and I was looking down this tube. I looked really, really far away and I could see kind of starlight. There was blue in the tube, kind of almost like veins of blue in the tube, really, really far away. And as I do whenever I have encounters in the middle of the night, I become hyper aware, like super aware of what's going on. And then I just kind of like conk, pass out. And I'm sure it's because of the energy and the activation. And then I was so excited to talk to Susie this morning. And so after I told her, she helped me to ground that in. And all of a sudden I became aware of a 360-degree view from my third eye chakra. And I can feel it right now, even still. And so it was really cool. And as Susie was helping me grounding that in and pulling it in, kind of the pain, because I had a little bit of pain, from that, because it was like a huge opening, and feeling it in, I started feeling my tailbone, the sacral chakra, and my back heart chakra just really just sparkling. And like I always feel like it's like 7-Up. I never liked the taste of 7-Up, but I love to look at it when I was a kid, and really super sparkly. And even right now, as I'm talking about it, I can feel the Kundalini energy really, really awakening. And I used to work with the Kundalini energy a lot. And so I've had it activated, and I've been a channel of angels and masters and many of the councils of light. But when Susie and I were just asking, what is this? Who is this? It was, I work with Arcturians. I work with Pleiadians. We're going extraterrestrial on you guys. Susie said Lyrans, which is another energy that I'm used to, but none of it was like right on. And then they showed me this energy was coming from so far away that we don't know what it is. And it's the original ancient family. It's the old family.
I'm getting
And it
chills
was,
again as you're saying this. I
yep,
got
I
chills the
am
first
too.
time, getting chills again.
Yep. And it's an energy that we aren't typically familiar with. And Archangel Michael said to Susie, get ready because you're next, because this energy is coming for to help the elders who are here. And I said, oh, the masters, right? And they're like, no. They said the elders who are here on the planet right now. And so if any of you are having any kind of experience like this, it's going to be different for everybody. Don't look for it to be exactly what I'm explaining, but something similar in there. Please let us know. That's why we have Soul Speak Salon too, which even though we're live streaming this into Intuitive Michele Amburgey, we're doing that because there's more of an audience, but we are inviting you, come join our group, Soul Speak Salon. If you have questions, if you've had experiences, put it over there. Let us see what's going on. We can interact with you over there. And like Susie said, if a lot of times you may want to get some one-on-one to be able to ground it in, and like what Susie helped with me, because it was so fun when I woke up again this morning. It's like, oh, I can't wait to tell Susie. That was so cool. But it's weird because I have this weird view, so I'm kind of like
Spinning a little. So before we move into the light language, I am being guided to say that you all can ask for these experiences. However, These activations come with great responsibility, and it is important that you know how to ground them and integrate them,
Mhm.
because if you're getting a huge blast of energy to a certain place in your body and you don't know how to integrate that throughout your entire body, it can lead to psychological issues,
Yeah.
insanity. And I don't mean to be dramatic, but that is, thank you. But that is something that can happen, and you need to be aware that that is a potentiality. So only ask for these experiences if you feel either ready on your own or willing to invest in yourself and hire a professional to help you integrate these experiences when you have them. So
Yeah.
you can ask for them, but it does come with a bit of a warning.
Yeah. It's like anything that you do that is of such power, you do have to have some training and some guidance. I know I remember hearing there used to be a TV show called Once, and there was a great character on there that was Rumpelstiltskin. And I remember on one, and I used to love it until it got really dark. But he said, with magic comes great responsibility. And when he said that, it was like, and what we're talking about here is the same kind of thing. Anytime you have power, you have knowledge, you have ability, there's great responsibility that goes with it. And, we see when that responsibility gets distorted, how much damage it can do. We've seen it in our world, so much. So remember that if you're asking for anything like this or hoping it'll come to you, that there is a responsibility, and it's to use it for the positive and for the benefit of all beings everywhere. Um, yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, that's why we're being given. And that's why it's given to the elders, which is the terms, because they're typically beings that have been training and working for eternity, really, to have the ability to be here and use this energy and to welcome the energy in. That was another thing that I got. It's like welcoming this ancient creator energy. And I almost want to use like prime creator. I love that you use, Susie, but it feels like even bigger than that, further away, bigger, encompassing it all. And it's all one, which is, I know the language is not big enough for what it is.
Yeah, because I'm like, what's bigger than Prime Creator? Prime Creator describes itself as the highest vibrations of love and light. What's bigger than that?
Yeah, the
I'm having a
creator of
hard
the prime
time.
creator.
I'm having a hard time like
Yeah,
grokking that.
yeah. Well, and it's basically Archangel Michael, think of it as creation itself. So it's like the creation from which prime creator was created. And he's showing me it goes back like that forever and ever, eternally.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So like prime creator,
That is my understanding of Prime Creator. So
yeah.
maybe it's just different understandings that we
And
have
and
of
it's
what that is.
languaging too, I think.
Yeah.
The
The
languaging, yeah.
limitations of, yeah.
Because what they're showing me is creation never ends and
Right.
it never begins. It just is eternally.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like prime creator, yes, but it never it keeps getting bigger and further and bigger and grander, and almost like the Russian nesting dolls, it
Mm-hmm.
just
Mm-hmm.
keeps going and going and going and going.
Yeah. Yeah.
And also they're saying it's coming from a part of the universe that we're not aware of at this time. So that's kind of cool too. I love it. So thank you for letting me share, and we'll see how this unfolds because it's very new. It's very new. But I can definitely see.
It feels to me like in your client sessions, you're going to be bringing through uh, much more subtle information, as
Mm,
in what you see now with your clients, it's going to be much more detailed out. It's going to be fine tuning details. That's what it feels like to me.
So good. Thank you. Yeah. You can never be too fine tuned.
Yeah, so go get your sessions with Michele because she's gonna see you.
I am going to so see you. Beautiful. Let's all take a nice deep breath.
Mm.
Just feel our beingness. Ooh, and Susie, I feel like you are our starting point here today.
It's popping. The energy's popping. It's weird because I'm feeling the Mineral Light Beings and Prime Creator, and I'm not quite sure what to do. So let me just sit with it for a minute.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah.
I just want to feel into if there's an integration that can happen. Oh. Nga kika chikoto humi ya ankia shi atoto ngomoku ya antoto oshia ama ya ngomoku cha antoto ya ya nga mai ya kashia tatu ya ngomoku ya antoto hu ya ambisheka tatu ya arikia nga amaku cha antoto ya ya ngomoku cha koto ya ya ama ki akushoto ya amakia te ya ngamakushuku toto uya hia maokusha toto ya ha mai ya ngankasha toto. We meaning the Manera light beings and also Prime Creator energy is present. We are reaching deep inside of you to pull up and out your deepest knowings, your deepest rememberings of who you are. We are activating your divine original blueprint. We are activating the remembering of who you are. We are activating your soul in your human body form, meaning that we are activating and preparing your human body form to receive more of your soul, to integrate with more of your soul knowing, to have a more conscious awareness of you as soul, not just you as a human being or you as your galactic memories, but you as soul. Ama ishian kototo iyama a yari inkushu kototo ngomukuya ya ingamakia ya yo ngomukuyu yo ngomukuya la ya fria shokototo o sha ngama ya ankshia katate ya katoto ya ma ya ngomukusho to ama ya katata ai ya ankshia kototo o as you are, as your body, as your human vessel becomes more activated in the knowing of who you are as soul, memories may come into your human mind, sensations, feelings may come into your human body, into your emotional field. Spontaneous tears are okay. Spontaneous laughter is welcomed. Spontaneous expressions of emotion are welcome. This is an allowing of the activation and the movement of the energy of your soul in through your cellular matrix, in through your DNA, spiraling through your DNA helix, moving into your RNA, activating the proteins in your RNA. Every part of your body, every molecule, every atom, every piece of your DNA, every part of your cellular matrix, every energy center, every energy flow is available to be activated to your remembering of soul, who you are as soul. And so while this channel does not have full languaging to express what we are trying to convey here, feel into the energy of the words and the energies that are coming through her to allow yourself to be activated as it is appropriate for you. Ia ngamakusha kia tatea afrea ngamakusha kitea lama kia kushokoto ya ngamakusha tatea lama kushokoto ama ele ngamakusho he ya ngama kishian kitatea ya ngamakusho kototo ya afrea shokoto ia ankushimo kunkia te biang ankushimo kototo uia fria kushoko toto uia ngamokunkia kototo uia fre inkia shototo ya nga mu ya ankushoko toto uia. Allow every energy center to open, allow every energy flow to open as guided and directed by your I am presence. Allow every molecule, every atom of your body to open, allow your DNA to open, allow your cellular matrix to encode to the energies of your soul. Eva kushakatatea ma alea kiasoto u ya kushata ya ya kushokototo ya kushokototo. And your human skills will begin to be integrated with your ancient divine spiritual blueprint, meaning that your human skills will be more overlaid with your divinity, bringing more power to your human skills, whether you work with your hands or your mind or physical labor, whatever it is that you do as a human, there will be more and more overlay, more and more integration of your divine blueprint. Your spiritual skills, gifts, and talents will be infused into your human skill and experience, bringing more power, more potency to what you do as a human. And so be very aware about how you use your mind, your hands, your voice, your words. Be very aware about how you conduct yourself, the thoughts you are thinking, the energy you are projecting to someone. Be very aware, because vibrationally you are beginning to carry more and more potency with your actions, your thoughts, your words, your feelings. They are growing in potency and power. This requires greater responsibility, greater awareness. Ya kushakatoto iyama ya toto hiya ngama ya kushakatoto ya fre iya sha na amokyo to te ya ta to mu shukutoto ya fu ushiyama kakia te ya fa We invite you to breathe. Take a few moments to allow all that we have said to settle into your body, to allow all this activation energy to ground into your body, to anchor in, to ground into the core of Mother Earth, to ground into the galactic core, to ground into the universal core. And I thank you, dear ones, for receiving the messages of myself, Prime Creator, and the energies of the Maneva Light beings. I thank you, dear ones, for being open and receptive. I thank you, dear ones, for your willingness to grow, to evolve, to gain new understandings, and to remember your spiritual gifts and talents. Call upon me to assist you in activating your original divine blueprint and integrating this blueprint with your human being experience.
I want to share too. They're showing me the divine blueprint, and then they're showing me almost like electricity moving through it. And it's actually that divine blueprint is being activated in so many people right now. And as I'm saying this, I've got chills all over my body. So really allow yourself to receive that. Si que pipi on ta on. Aro coside de ki umabada de duki, ale de tanianta, ale dollars get ya. Ta cosine de delta un secatiota a de do maguta. Ara catao se mia diatia at the coyod, ada que se mi beca a osukapa catatao se camania, oro casatateo, that saro catateo. Tudo se que a do gui de kita. Ora katete o sakapao te kasia takota makuta se que dia usa babata ko ora katerun se take te o se que te do de se que de india ir donde ao se pidi que usa awata do se que ir que to onse que piada au de que te katapide de que te indi Urkateron said that they delicatelo catalin se capayu de ya. Urekadendi the academia how wicked they did. Either corona that under the what they're showing me right now is the divine blueprint is actually is actually a 3-dimensional, 4-dimensional, multi-dimensional structure. So anybody who has seen that divine blueprint, it's basically the tree of life. But they're showing me now that it's multidimensional. It's got dimension. It's not just like a kind of a flat overlay, which is how I've always seen it. And how I've always kind of understood it as an overlay. But it's so cool because they're showing me now that it's much more than that. And that is part of what's being activated too. Is de sikadeu sakabe on the sekim in scare de on sikabi da other in the game. Isko holding the cosikati casta be and they're bringing in this beautiful emerald green light right now and kind of running it through. And we're so associated with the emerald green for healing, but they're also saying it's almost like upgrading. They're using upgrading. Up leveling. They're saying humans, you love those words, upgrading. And it's multi-dimensionality. It's upgrading multi-dimensionality. And what I'm getting is they're saying, remember that you are multidimensional. You're so used to swimming and being in this one space, this one 3rd dimensional space, And so many of you are working through the dimensions, working on fourth, working on fifth, and they're saying that you are so much more than that. And they're saying, remind yourself as often as possible that you are multidimensional, that you are in this space, but you're not of this space. You're in this world, but not of this world. That is a very, very profound, and they're saying like robust teaching, that you are here, but you're not from here. They're saying, we'll put it that way too, because you are from eternity. You are from eternity. You are from that eternal place. This is not natural for you to be in such a limited structure and such a limited way of being. But there are so many gifts in learning about this and learning about the structure that you operate in here in the third dimension. But this structure is now beginning to crumble. And in that changing, all these other things are being activated within you. And it is a sacred activity. It is sacred. It is sacred. Hold it as sacred. Hold yourself as sacred. Put your hands over your heart and remind yourself many times a day that you are sacred, that you are the sacred vessel for the holy energy that we have no words for. We have no words for it. No one has words for it. That's part of the reason that's so powerful, allowing the soul language to begin to come out, because it holds codes, it holds keys, it holds energies, it holds consciousness, and it holds the ancient wisdom and the ancient connection to the ancient families. It's bringing it in. I own out of the own say que piaosa ambaka bebe in iriko soro koto sede de dia oro kotero se que piota tao se que bebe medede de dios de diam irani gadiala que te se que piao te que te me pia piao sede que te also que me biantia sa are de would say ayo kat are Ansiko ore de Deus saka. And they're saying that this is a joyous and momentous thing, and it feels very serious, and it feels very up. They're saying up lightening. So I'm not sure, up lightening. And they're saying, but this is joyous. This is filled with joy. This is to bring joy to you. This is to free you from the constraints that have bound you for so long. And they're saying, and it's freeing all of life everywhere, not even here on this planet. And the kid was saying, and they're saying that it is those that are speaking freely now of the light language. There's so many people that are allowing this language to come, that is allowing this deeper and deeper and richer connection to who we truly are, and to the connection to that ancient wisdom that is coming in on the planet now. And they're showing me the sun, and how there's suns within suns within suns within suns within suns. And I'm laughing. Archangel Michael is saying that's why it's so big. And and they're saying that there is, that's why they used to worship the sun, because there's so much of the wisdom and the energy of creation that comes from the sun. And these suns connect to the other suns in the other universes. And this is part of time travel. This is part of being able to travel interdimensionality, is the connection of the suns. And they're showing me a connection between Jesus, the Son of God, the sun that is the creation energy, that is that divine masculine energy of creation. And it was the sun. They're showing me like the sun, and then they're showing me Jesus. And they're saying it's one and the same. It's the portal. It's how that energy is brought into the different dimensions. And we have the Jesus experience, and others who carry the Christ too. They're saying the Christ, saying don't use the word Jesus. They're saying use the word Christ.
Thank you.
And they're saying that Christ energy, that Christ is that portal to everything. That's why when Jesus was here and he told us, I am the way, he didn't say worship him. He said, I am the way. I am the portal. I am the portal to these ancient energies um, that are available to all of humanity as we awaken again, as we come back to life. I'm also being told that a great thank you for the brave souls who chose to come into this third dimensional experience to allow for the shifting of not only Mother Earth, but all of life that has chosen this experience to be able to break the chains, to break the bounds, to break the limitation, and to begin to return to the truth of who they are. They're saying this is not a prison planet. This is actually a planet that was created so beautifully for you to be able to have these hardest of of initiatory growth, we'll call them lessons, for you to be able to grow from that. It's a chosen path. Never think this is something you were commissioned to or commanded to or even enslaved to. You were not enslaved to it. You chose to be here in order to break yourself free. And you're not here doing it alone, and you have a lot of help, and the light language is one of the things that help. And we also have so many beings that come in that are here that are so beautiful and that just shine their light. And I'm being shown, like, all over the planet, all these different people that are just brilliant bright lights. And I'm being shown that a lot of them are almost like spontaneously kind of like starting to blah, 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 doing a little language, a little bit of toning coming out, a little bit of voice, a little bit of expression. It comes out in song, it comes out in the movement of the hands, it comes out in the eyes. There is assuming in the ascendi and the India self house can be baby at ya. You are not a slave. Aring in the Asia, you're not enslaved. Aring in the Asia, that they always get that whole concept is a belief system. And it goes to that they always get, and your awakening breaks you free. Or let the voice, let your soul rise up to your throat and be spoken. Set your brothers and sisters free. We are here to help you. There's so many here to help you. We're all one. We are all one. We don't need names. We don't need levels. We don't need hierarchies. We are all one. In Indian. Ora se que piasa ora que sa ora que se de duis a bibia ya ora que te non se de un dia que bi que ya de house que bibia ya ora que sa que te casa de on ya te se o ya te an ya que o se que pia o te que te se pia ya do de us que pia but now is the time. You've been preparing, and now is the time for the party. And we'll leave you with that. We are coming to your party. Thank you for throwing it. Thank you for being here. Indiki o indiki ate go sipi baby osa oro katera kata or ya yode te kere da kamato kuta da tere kete usa kate de ikeke ora katin sikatia. The divine blueprint of humanity is made whole. And they're saying, thank you. Take a nice deep breath, just breathing in, let that anchor in. Ooh.
Let these energies be anchored into your body, into your DNA, into your cellular matrix. And then moving down your spine all the way through your root into planet Earth, into the core of Mother Earth. Grounding your energy into the galactic core, into the universal core. Solid, centered, grounded.
And I'm getting a message right now too. We've got the Schumann resonance is going, the sun is going, it's super intense, and I always think of Mother Earth as kind of ringing like a bell, from the intensity. And I just heard Mother Earth isn't ringing, she's singing. And I'm just hearing like glory, glory, glory. Mother Earth is singing right now.
Mhm.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
I feel the sun so powerfully, Michelle. I want to go back to what you were bringing through about the sun, because these solar codes are really, really important. And
Yeah.
how you were saying in the beginning that uh, the experience you had goes beyond anything that we've known. It feels to me like there's some sort of universal sun or solar codes that are coming through a universe. There's something with the sun. There's something with solar codes that are uh, getting through to us now. They're arriving on the planet now, and they are activating. And I'm just feeling and hearing to do your sun gazing, to do your sun bathing, to ask for the solar codes, to do whatever you can to connect with sun energy, to connect with the solar codes. And this is not, the sun that we see in our sky. This goes way, way, way
Yeah.
beyond that. So it is something that's new to me. So I'm just sort of kind of processing it as I'm speaking.
Very cool.
It's it's really big.
Yeah, it is. It's really big. Um, and I know in that channeling, they were showing me all the different universes and the suns of the different universes, which are different. They're not necessarily like our sun, but it is a central, almost like a power source, if you will, and that they're all connected. So that's part of
Oh,
where this is
I'm,
all.
this
Oh,
is this is why, this is now conspiracy stuff, but take it as you will. This is why they have been trying to disconnect us from the sun and put chemicals on our body to protect us from the sun. And it's not just our sun that they're trying to disconnect us from, it is from that central power source. But it
wow,
can't be
Susie.
stopped. They can't they can't spray enough chemicals in the sky from the airplanes to
Oh,
disconnect us from this power source. It can't be done. It's this power, this light, it's going to penetrate and everything and anything. They
yeah,
can't. They've slowed it down, our connection to this power source, but it's turned on. It can't be
yeah.
stopped. It can't be.
Well, and that's probably why it's increasing, right? It has intelligence. It's not just a ball of hydrogen out there. But also I'm being told that those codes and that intelligence that the sun is emitting to us, it goes through walls, it goes through roofs.
Oh yeah.
Like being out in it is like a pure thing. But if you're homebound, or if you're stuck to where you can't get out in the sun, if you work all day, something, you will still get the codes. um
Thank you for saying that.
yeah, don't
Really
be afraid,
important.
although it's so wonderful to be out in the gloriousness of and all the other benefits of
Yeah.
being in the sun and the vitamin D. But they're saying don't feel like you are out of the loop. If you are ready and receptive in your
Yeah.
fields and your consciousness is ready and receptive, you will get these.
I'm
And
gonna also try to. Sorry to interrupt.
it's
I'm
okay.
gonna, I'm gonna also try to bring them through visually, so that those
Ooh,
of you who are, stuck inside or whatever the case may be, or you're in an office or whatever, you could maybe like print them out and put them by your
yeah.
computer or whatever, just so
Yeah,
you can.
there's a lot of people that's doing that, Susie.
Yeah,
That's
no,
awesome.
no promises, but I'm gonna try and see what happens.
I know I've been feeling like I've won a language. I actually channeled through a whole like Reiki thing. It was Atlantean Reiki actually that had all
Oh,
these codes, and
cool.
they've been flashing in my mind. Um, and so it's all part of it. And all of you have this within you. This isn't, there's nothing special. I mean, we're special, but this is for all of humanity,
Mhm.
all of life that is ready to receive and to move on to the next expression of life. We call it 5D or the awakening, but it's the next expression, and it does include that connection of the sun. There's a reason why all the ancient beings worship the sun, not just because it was up there and a little bit, probably a little bit scary. This big ball of fire gets hot. Sometimes it's super hot. Sometimes it's like, please shine a little bit more. It must have been such an enigma and to the
I don't know. I think they probably knew. I think it's more of an enigma to us than it was to them. I think I think they
good
probably
point.
knew exactly what it
Good
was,
point.
which is why
And
they worshipped it.
yeah, and it's interesting too that so many of the ancient beings and the ancient cultures went underground at certain times too. They're really starting to find a lot of the underground dwelling places, like the Anasazi down in the Mayan cultures. They're finding stuff underground in Hawaii. The Kahunas used to have underground in the lava tubes, right? Here in
Mhm.
America, we have those underground. They're down in the Hopi area. They're up in the Pacific Northwest. There's stuff in Canada where they've gone underground. They've gone underground to worship. They've gone underground to live at certain times. And so there's definitely um,
Maybe
something
when
going
the
on. What
sun came through too much? What is your take on that?
what
What?
I'm seeing is the sun in its cycles.
Hmm.
Because the sun gets very, very, very intense, very hot. It's just part
Hmm.
of its cycles. But those cycles are also awakening. They're working with all of life everywhere, not just us here on this planet, but working with life everywhere. And there's these cycles, and there's times for awakening, and there's times for sleeping,
Hmm.
and all the different suns connecting up. But they're also showing me right now, they're like all these suns are all connecting up. And to remember that again, that they're not just balls of hydrogen, that they actually are intelligent, active consciousness.
Yeah, I think it
Mm.
was a recent transmission. Prime Creator said something about the sun and new codes coming through, and this feels like a big expansion on that message. So I can't remember what episode that was. In case people want to watch it, I apologize, but yeah, it's in the Creation Temple, so you can get it. You can buy the channeling package and get all the episodes. So
It's so good.
there,
It's so
yeah.
good. This is so important. And I'm so honored to be here doing this with you, Susie.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
When I first met you, I was like, oh my God, I love her. But then it was like, now what is she doing? And then I started seeing the light language stuff. I'm like, oh my God, she's my people.
What is she doing? Yeah, a lot of people ask that.
Yeah, well, they ask that of a lot of us too, don't they? It's like, what? I
Who
had
who
somebody
is
the
this
other day.
person? Is she for real?
Is that for real? I had somebody the other day. They're like, why when you do spiritual work, are you laughing all the time? And I said, because it's joyous. And she was like,
Yeah.
oh, I thought you were mocking. And I was like, oh, you know
Oh,
what? I'm so glad that she said that,
yeah.
because some people just don't take
And
what they see a certain way.
I make fun of myself all the time too. So like sometimes I do mock myself and I think that's healthy. Like not to take everything so seriously all the time.
Seriously. Totally. If I had to take myself seriously, I probably wouldn't like myself very much. But when I realized the humor in
Yeah.
humanity and the humor in living,
Yeah.
we're all hilarious. It's just this human walk is funny, especially in light of what great beings we are. We're beings that create universes at the snap of a finger, and we've forgotten who we are. It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it's hilarious. And we're so beautiful and so wonderful and so magnificent. Every single one of you are. And it's so important. We're remembering.
And what's cool is I feel like we're we're going to be doing that again with much more awareness, creating universes with the snap of our fingers. Because I remember that, Michelle, and I've experienced a lot of frustration in this third dimension of things not happening right away. Because I remember when I had a thought and it happened.
Yeah.
I remember when I had an intention and there it was. I remember that. That's in my cellular matrix. And so when I come to this third dimensional planet and it like takes all this time, I'm like,
Takes forever.
what the fuck is this? This is this is not how it works. So I'm excited and hopeful that I will once again experience that in this density, that we will bring so much light and speed, because that's the only way we know how to understand things in our human minds, that we will
Right.
bring so much light that it will be like that.
Yeah.
Oh, we need a home to live in? Okay, boom, there it is.
Yeah.
We need some fresh food to put in our bodies? There it is.
Yeah.
Someone across the world needs some fresh water? Boom, there it is.
There it is. Yeah. And it's getting back to that so that we can enjoy this beautiful, abundant planet, with all of the abundance that she has. And it's kind of cool. I'm feeling like Mother Earth she's holding the vision
Oh, she
of
is the vision.
yes, a beautiful, abundant, luscious, juicy, yummy mama,
Yeah, yeah,
and that as we remember who we are, we're able to tap into that,
yeah.
all that she has for us, all of that mother that
I
she's.
had a I had a dream one time where everything was so easy. And it was like being in the Garden of Eden. And I was just walking barefoot in this lush grass, and there were, you know, fruit trees and vegetables and whatever. And it was glorious. And I woke up from that dream and I was like, that's how it's supposed to be here.
Yeah.
That's what it used to be. And that's what we're here to restore.
Yeah. Yes.
And I had forgotten about that. So thanks for activating that memory. I remember that time where
Yeah.
we walked on this planet and it was lush and it was abundant and everyone had what they needed, and desires were fulfilled. And
So
that is what
beautiful.
we are restoring
Yeah.
right now. And as these old matrix systems disassemble and fall apart, emerging from within that is that beauty, that abundance, that lushness, that prosperity for all.
And the more of us that hold that vision, we're assisting in that creation, because we have to remember we are creating this new earth. We're all creating it together.
Yeah.
And it is meant to be. It's funny. I keep getting upgrade. It's meant to be the upgrade. So it's coming to upgrade. Yeah, it's meant to be that. And so matter of fact, it's part of the reason many of us are here is to envision that new earth. That's why we chose to come here at this time. That's why we're here during this time of what appears to be such chaos and craziness out there. But that's what change is, it gets messy before it gets pretty.
Yeah, it takes me back to the part of our conversation about the restoration of the divine blueprint. And
Yes.
I'm curious, those of you who are tuning in, if you're willing to either draw a picture or share your vision of what the divine blueprint looks like, because I saw something completely different than you shared, Michele. And so
Ooh.
I'm curious, those of you who are willing, if you'd take some time and share with us what your vision is. What I saw was like a fingerprint that raised up in 3 dimensions, and there were like pathways between the lines.
Yes.
And it was filled with light, and it was almost like a holographic uh a holographic image of a fingerprint with the how there's lines in your fingerprint, and those lines were like raised up. Yeah, it's hard to describe. I know what I'm seeing in my mind's eye, but
Yeah, it is. There's no words. And it's interesting because the way it was taught to me, the way I learned it, and then it also was reinforced by some visions that I had, that is what the tree of life, the Bina and the Chokma and the Yod and the Malkut and all the different points. But there's pathways, there's things that connect it. It's the pathways of light. And it's this blueprint is in everything. And it is when it popped out 3-dimensionally, because I'm used to looking at it, just like you would see the picture of the tree of life, like what you learn in Kabbalah. But when it popped out, what you're saying right there is kind of what it looked like.
yeah.
Is it was more of a spiral, but it has all the pathways of the way I learned with the Kabbalah and with the tree of life, is all these pathways are our life paths. There's different paths that we go through in this life and our incarnational and all these different pathways. But when it popped out, like all the pathways started working in together too. So yeah, I can see the fingerprint thing there. Absolutely.
Cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
share with us, you guys. Share what you see.
yeah, and we want to hear from you. we're
Yeah,
we're doing our thing. We're kind of getting it going. We're getting regular with it. We're posting it everywhere. We've got Soul Speak Salon Facebook group. We invite you guys to come over and play with us and talk to us. Let's get some conversations going. Let's talk
yeah.
about it.
Tell us what you experienced during these transmissions. What insights you get, what inspirations you have, what you feel in your body, what your emotional field is doing. Share with us all of it. We want to know it. We want to know it all. We want to know how these are helping you. We want to know how these are activating you. We want to know if they're doing anything for you. Like, we want to know. And like I said before, come with these with your intentions of what you want to experience, what healing you want, what activations you want, what upgrades and up leveling, because we have linear human minds, we use those words. Tell us what you want. Just need to know, send it psychically, send us a message either way. And
Yeah,
we'll,
absolutely.
we'll get it either way. So just send it out, tell us what you want, what you need, and it'll come through a transmission one of these times.
Yeah, it's so beautiful. And even if you don't hear us speak it, like, oh, we're upgrading your brain or whatever,
Mhm.
it though you receive what your intention is every single time.
Yeah,
And so it's so important to remain just open to that, because you're the creator.
that's right.
You're coming in
You're
as
co-creating
creator.
with us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
You
And
know,
every time you join us, every time you come and play with us, we're all lifted. We're
yeah,
all lifted. So
100%.
thank you for being here and watching.
Yeah. And you guys got to witness something unique, perhaps. This is something I never experienced, but the Monera light beings and Prime Creator it was weird how I felt it. It was like competing energies in my brain. They weren't competing with each other, but I felt it that way because I'm not used to bringing both through at the same time. It's usually a very separate experience. And so it was like my brain was like, whoa, do I tune in here or tune in there? Which channel am I opening right now? Where am I tuning into? So it was like, it was a little complex at first. My brain had to adjust and rewire to be able to do that. But then towards the end, it was a little bit more smooth. But yeah, maybe there'll be more of that with bringing in both at once. Yeah, that
Yeah,
was
that was
interesting.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so
Cool.
good. It was so good. My experience kind of expansion is almost like, you think of the silver thread, right? We got the silver thread and it goes all the way back to creation, prime creator. And I just felt that thread was like 20 feet wide and just on forever filled with light. And then it anchors into Mother Earth. And as you were speaking that, it just kept getting bigger and broader. And oh, it was so cool.
Wow.
Yeah, so well done.
Wow. Hot damn. It got to be a little sacrilegious every once in a while.
I'm hot. Hot damn. Police and the fireman say hot. Hot damn. Little Bruno Mars for your entertainment.
I still love you. This is how we work with these intense spiritual frequencies, these celestial frequencies, and being here on Earth. It's like,
We bring it all together, we'll mush it all up
you gotta
and
play with it
woo,
all.
sprinkles everywhere.
Oh my gosh, you crack me up. I love it. Well, thank you everyone for joining us. We love you. We appreciate you. Let other people know that this is happening Wednesday morning. Share this video, share the replays. Let's build community here and get more and more light flooding the light grids and the matrices around planet Earth.
Absolutely. We love you guys. We love of you. And I hate to even end, but at some point we have to. So we love you guys. Take it easy and put my glasses on so I can see what the heck I'm doing here. Mhm.
Mwah.
And thank you guys.